All right, the Browns had 30 carries on the day, just 69 yards. The three-headed monster didn't look like it really worked. Grade the running backs.
All right, we'll start with Kenny Rhoda. Kenny.
Everybody's going to get an F or an F minus from me today. So the running backs, they get an F. That's in tandem with the offensive line. They didn't make – again, in games, even when you're struggling, you're hoping that there's one guy that can make a play, that can break a tackle. Allen Robinson caught that ball, broke 2 tackles, got into the end zone. Nobody made that play yesterday. Nobody should – and they all had a chance at it. West, Crowell, and Ben Tate. West shouldn't have been in there at all. So for me, F for the running backs, no question.
Andre.
I went C minus, but after listening to Kenny, it's hard to disagree. I'm just frustrated with the whole 3 running back thing. I keep asking people, when have we seen 3 running backs truly take off with the team? There's no rhythm with any of these guys. Ben Tate didn't look like he had a rhythm. Crowell always looks like the guy that has the home run potential. And there's no reason West is in the game on a 3rd and 1 when his problems has been going forward and hitting a hole. I think that's more bad coaching. Obviously, running game needs the offensive line to block for him. It was bad. So I probably gave him too good of a grade, to be honest. It should have been a D, most likely.
I think that's the highest grade I've seen so far.
I think it is, yeah.
I questioned whether I should give him a D or not, or an F. I got to tell you, West drove me nuts yesterday. I don't know what game he was playing, but it seemed like he was on his own team
yesterday. He's trying to hit a grand slam. He's trying to get his job back, and that's not going to work.
No, and the other thing, too, and Kevin Kiley brought this up last night, I thought it was brilliant, that if you're going to be the coach and you're deciding with a gut feeling before the game what your game plan is with your running back, well, that's kind of a weird deal.
Kevin did say this, and none of us were complaining about that until last night. They've went 5 games where they've went with the feel of the running back, and it's worked. Yesterday, they got the egg on their face.
Hey, guys, ask Tim what he thinks of Butch Davis and his gut feelings.
That's a long story there, Kenny. Man, I can talk for hours on that one.
I bet you can.
Well played, Kenny.
That's right.
Running backs, Tim.
I gave him a D, guys. It was hard for me to put it all on the running backs because just like a quarterback, the running backs need some support from the quarterbacks making plays because Jacksonville had 8 guys in the box every 1st and 2nd down, and Brian and the wide receivers couldn't make them pay. They couldn't back those safeties off, so they had so many guys in the box to try to run against. It was just it was an uphill battle all day long for those guys. I didn't think the offensive line played well at all. They were beaten at the point of attack consistently in the run game. We've seen these running backs when there's holes there, these guys can make plays. These guys can see the field well. They make adjustments. They're explosive. They can get in there. They can create some big plays in the running game. But it just wasn't there yesterday. There was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to run, and it was just a tough day all the way around. So a D for me.
All right, Eric, next one.
All right, they forced 3 turnovers, but they also let Denard Robinson run for 127 yards. Denard Robinson. Grade the defense.
Between you and Andre, look, Denard Robinson's a good runner. He was a good runner in college. And at some point, you knew he might have one of these games. Unfortunately, it was against the Browns. But
anybody can run against Northwestern. I can run against Northwestern.
Come on. Denard Robinson was a good runner. It would have been a good running back in college.
He doesn't even tie his shoes.
Oh, would you guys stop it? Look, and I'm an Ohio State guy. You know that.
He hasn't been good in 10 years.
Oh, stop it. I mean, the guy was he was exciting as a running back in college. I don't have a problem with it. Look, it doesn't really matter what the name was on the back of the jersey yesterday. It doesn't.
The guy has had no success in the NFL, and he runs through you like a hot
Are you going to say
knife.
Lorenzo Taliaferro?
So are you going to tell me, though? Hang on a second.
He made a good point. Lorenzo Taliaferro, who never heard of, ran all over us. Now Denard Robinson runs all over us. I don't have a problem when Arian Foster does it because he does it. But these guys have never done it before.
You know what?
The first step to acceptance is admitting you have a problem.
But the reason they lost yesterday wasn't because of the running game. That's not why they lost. They did not lose because of Jacksonville's running game.
It's not the number one problem, but it's a problem. They give up 150-some yards rushing every week.
Okay, well, that's a problem. I'll give you that. Right. So, like I said, it doesn't matter what the name is.
The name doesn't make a difference.
All right, so fly the grades back up there. Let's go to Tim. Hang on. All right, so, Tim, you went C-. What do you got on the running game?
I went C- on this one, guys. I thought the defense played well enough to win the football game. I mean, they had a couple sacks. They had 3 interceptions. Usually when defense gives you 3 interceptions, that's good enough to win a football game. But they were put in some bad situations by turnovers on the offense, and they were set up in almost no-win situations. But I thought they played okay. Other than the run game, we talked about. I thought Blake Bortles hurt them in the run game as well with some of those zone read keeps that he was able to get, and the defensive ends were just giving him no credit as a runner. They were just biting down on the play fake and just leaving that running lane open for Bortles, and he gashed him a few times on the run game. But other than that, I thought they played pretty well. They got after the quarterback. They confused Blake Bortles quite a bit, obviously forcing him to 3 interceptions. But C- for me. They didn't win the game, but I thought they played well enough to win it.
All right, Kenny, just a regular F, not an F plus.
Kenny is
not
consistent,
an F
baby.
minus.
He's consistent.
They lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars for the second time in less than a year, guys.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville was 0-6, 17 points, 10 points, 17 points, 14, 9, and 14. That was the setup of how many points the Jaguars scored in the first 6 games of the season. They gave up 24 to Jacksonville. I expected the Browns defense to be the ones when, even though they turned the football over, the offense to stop them and hold them to a Josh Scobie field goal, and they failed to do so. 185 yards rushing without a true running back there. They averaged over 5 yards per carry. The tackling, Dante Hittner, that's what he's supposed to do. And on that touchdown pass, as I mentioned, Screen misses the tackle, and then Whitner misses the tackle as well. They lost to Jacksonville 0-6 and gave up the most points to Jacksonville all season long. That's why they got an F.
It's hard to fight him. I mean, it's hard to disagree with anything he's saying.
Yep.
They lost to a team that can't move the football, man. This team can't move the football, can't score. And I think the one thing we all walk away from, and I don't want to speak for anybody, Jacksonville's not a good team. Blake Bortles looked like a rookie. He struggled. Allen Robinson had a good game. I don't see his jersey being in Canton anytime soon.
You don't think so?
No, I don't see that happening. That is a bad loss for the
What
Cleveland
about
Browns
Denard
defense.
Robinson? Is his jersey going to be
Oh, would you stop it?
I think his shoestrings.
I'll even go back to the beginning. Kevin Johnson was what before he became? What was he in college at one point when he went to Syria? He was a quarterback.
And then he saw a guy named Donovan McNabb. And he
That's
goes,
right.
I'll take my butt out to receiver and catch balls.
But athletes are athletes, right? Yeah. You tell him. Tell him, Tim. Tell him.
Oh, that's right. Hey, Robinson can run the football. There's no question about it, man. He's explosive, can make you miss. We just haven't seen him do it. I think that's what everyone is frustrated about is the fact that, he's only, previous career high was 28 yards in a game, I think, and then he comes out here and he looks like a Pro Bowl running back against our defense. But he's got the capabilities to do it, man. He's not the biggest guy, but he's good at kind of finding those holes and getting in there. He's explosive, and we couldn't stop him yesterday. That's for sure.
Thank you, Junior. Did you listen?
I listened.
Thank you, Junior.
I listened.
Thank you.
Speaking.
Tim did a good job of cleaning it up for you, but Jim O'Neill's not going to be giving out this reel when it's time for him to get another job either.
Even into that.
All right. Speaking of college quarterbacks, I think the Browns need to give one a call this week. Josh Cribbs.
Is this part of the grade of the team, or is this
Yes.
a bonus?
Special
Yes.
teams.
Oh, special teams. Okay.
So I think the straw that really broke the camel's back yesterday was the Jordan Poyer fumble. Gave the Jacksonville Jaguars the ball in the Browns' red zone. Great special teams.
All right, hang on. Before you grade, I'll even just ask all four of you real quick. Ready? I'll start with Andre on this one. Andre,
Yes, call
ready.
him.
Call Josh Cribbs.
Call
Call
him.
him. Kenny, call him. Don't call him. Josh Cribbs.
Absolutely. And if you don't agree with me, maybe we should get Joe Banner on the phone and see what he thinks.
Oh, Joe Banner works the weekends. He'll wake up in a couple hours and tell you how great he is.
No, he's already
tired
been
of
up.
batting his back right now.
He's
Kenny.
already on Twitter telling everybody Josh Cribbs doesn't need to be a part of the. Tim, do you call Josh Cribbs today and bring him in?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you guys are a proven playmaker. He can help your team instantly. It's not like he has to come in and learn a new system or something. It's special teams. Kick the ball, he catches it, he feels it, and he makes a play. He's a natural playmaker. Why not?
All right, we're 4 for 4 on that because I agree with all of you. In fact, I would almost do it for a PR point of view because the story today, no one's going to talk about Jacksonville. If they bring Josh Cribbs back in, I would say in the next 24 hours in the news cycle, people will be like, Josh Cribbs is back, Josh Cribbs is back, and people will forget about yesterday's loss.
So will they be mad when they know that other teams have called him and he may sign with the team in the next two
Oh,
3
yeah,
days?
it's going to infuriate fans.
And I know the Jets called him last week. The Oakland Raiders called him last week. He's close to signing with the team. He's worked out all last week. He's ready to play, and he wants to stay here to be complete. He told me that a week ago. I talked to him yesterday. He's going to play special teams for somebody this year. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, wait a second. Did you say the Raiders?
Yeah, they were one of the teams.
How PO'd would Browns fans be next week if Josh Cribbs ends up dressing for the Raiders and scores against the Browns, I don't even want to be here. I don't want to be
Only
here.
in Cleveland, Kenny. That'll be a great first show for you down in Canton on Monday.
OIC. Yeah, only in Cleveland, right? Or the other way, whatever it was. That would really, you talk about a dagger. Oh, my God. And then on top of it, if he was able to come in and make an impact in that game for the Raiders against the Browns, yeah, that would be the icing on the cake for sure.
All right, I think they should just sign him for this week alone, just so the Raiders can't sign him this week. Yeah. It might be worth it for one. All right, put the grades up now for special teams. Kenny, what kind of an F was it? Oh, just a regular F again. Special teams, you can't have balls hit off your helmet. No. That's it. I mean, you gave them 7 points. To me, that's a loser yesterday, so I gave you a D. Andre.
Easy F. I mean, even though, just the whole mechanics of fourth down goes to special teams to me. They were awful. And that punt, awful. And I think there were offsides anyway on the punt. Wasn't it an offsides, I think, on that play as well? Just terrible special teams. Chris Tabor, 2 up and down. How you've kept your job this long is beyond me.
Wow.
I mean, Andy, we've gone through this.
But why does every team want him in the offseason? The Browns make him stay. The Browns made him stay twice.
Yeah, well,
twice.
Well, maybe that's their mistake. Joe Banner, why'd you do that?
Wow. All right. Kenny, go.
I gave them an F, guys. 3 weeks ago, they were god-awful. The last 2 weeks, they impacted the game and helped them win the game the last 2 weeks. And yesterday, they helped them lose the game. So, no question, F for Chris Tabor. I agree with Andre. I almost sound like Charlie Manuel. Basically, he wasn't really good, Andre. He deserves an F. He's not good.
All right, Tim. Special teams.
D- for me. Obviously the big play was the muff punt, but we had an opportunity to block a field goal as well. I'm still not real sure how he didn't get his hands on that ball. He just ran right by it. But I think in all 3 games that the Browns have lost this year, special teams has made a critical play in those games to kind of set them back a little bit and put them in a bad situation. So I'm going to give a D-. It's been a struggle all season long, really.
Are we done grading then, Eric? Do we have anything left to grade?
One more bonus question.
Great.
Let's hope this goes better than the 4th and 5 call yesterday. I want you guys to rank the AFC North today.
That's a good question.
You want to go first?
I'll go first. I think it's easy. I think it's Baltimore. Cincinnati has lost their – something is wrong in Cincinnati. So they've lost their mojo completely. And then Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh tonight with the win over Houston would go up to the 3rd team in my estimation.
Kenny.